Now, this is what I call a football Monday. Good afternoon, everyone. Wow. Wow. The National Football League has cornered the market on sports. You know, it was Selection Sunday for March Madness. You know that both LeBron and KD threw up a 50-piece, and no one cares. Tom Brady almost breaks the internet. And Deshaun Watson, where does he land? Where does he land? You got it, Kevin. LFG. Brady, I'm going to take that line from you. Let's effing go. Hit the like button, guys. I love it, man. Hey, before we get going here, okay? Great to see that the Eagles, Hassan Reddick, they end up signing him. Solid sign. That's what you need to start doing now. The last man on your roster is the guy you're trying to improve, not the top end. The bottom 1%, you're only as strong as the weakest link. Only as strong as the weakest link. Packed show, Garry Cobb. Hey, Cobb loves the news so much, he's going to do this from Israel for us. That'll be at 4:30. John McClain from the Houston Chronicle, Pro Football Hall of Fame insider and voter, is going to give us the latest on Deshaun Watson. That'll be at 5:30. John's the most plugged-in guy in Houston sports, and we'll get him. That'll be in hour number 2. Man, what a great weekend. You know, I told you on Friday, I said that the National Football League is going to create enormous news. Sure enough, there's Tom Brady after talking to Cristiano Ronaldo. A friend of mine told me that he and Ronaldo are friends. And Ronaldo, I'm paraphrasing here, goes, "Why are you retiring again?" And I think that was the cherry on top. Brady just said, "Really, why am I?" And reports are now that all the way back to last Tuesday, Brady had informed Jason Light that he was thinking of playing. Funny, it was after the comments that Bruce Arians made that somebody said, "Hey, would you let Brady go play somewhere else?" He goes, "Not for 5 number ones." That kind of sparked it all. Okay, here we are. It's funny, you know, people have been asking me all day long, all around the country, from WFAN all the way to Seattle, in Los Angeles. I've been asked this question all day. Sills, what do you think the likelihood is that Deshaun Watson goes to Philadelphia? I said there's not a football team right now with the assets, the cap space, the first-round picks, and a quarterback that you can deal that could be in a conversation with the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't care. So you restructure a couple contracts in New Orleans. Last week, they were $68 million over the cap. Where are you getting this collateral to trade with Houston? Over the next 5 years? Lovie Smith doesn't have 5 years, friends. Neither does Nick Caserio. He's got to get this deal right. How about you going to the owner? You go to the McNairs. If you're Nick Caserio, hey, listen, I've got a bunch of draft choices that are going to come to the Texans over the next 10 years. The owner's going to laugh you out of the fucking room. What makes us better today? I just got rid of a franchise quarterback. Oh, no, we'll be better in 3 years. Dude, nobody has a 3-year plan anymore. The Eagles make you better today. The Giants could make you better today. Outside of that, the Jets, because they have draft collateral and a quarterback they could deal. Seattle, some. Who are you going to trade him? Drew Lock? Geno Smith? Come on, man. Use your common sense here. Guys, if I was going to sell a house and my house was worth $1 million and I had a guy who could pay cash for it today, would I go and negotiate with a guy who's going to give me 10% of the money down? Or would I go and negotiate with the guy who could pay it off in one lump sum? It's common sense. Hey, I want to buy your house, Sills. 100 grand. 100 grand? I want $1 million. I got that $1 million for you. I got that $1 million for you. Think about that. Think about that. Right? What's the Eagles' price tag? What's the price tag? What would you pay to get that guy in the building? You know, I was on the middle today, and I was talking with a lot of folks about this, and I was throwing people like Jordan Mailata. I was talking about, putting a guy like Devontae Smith up. Folks, this is going to come with a little bit of skin. To get a quarterback like that, you're going to have to, okay? Guys, you're going to have to give up something here. You're going to have to give up something. Big picking, you're going to have to be creative. What's the price tag? Vesely says 2 firsts this year, a first next year. Dude, don't put it out too far. Because remember something, Philly's got to sell this also to Desean. Know this, guys. Hey, 3 parties have to all agree on it. The seller, the buyer, and Deshaun Watson. This has all got to be in the room. Look, I think Caserio and Howie have already had this conversation. And I think that there is a deal already on the table. And it's already been bled out. They want 3 ones. Now, could that be a combination of 1 now, 2 in another year, 3 now? The Texans want 3 ones, and they're going to get it. Chalk It Up Sports. Eagles trade 3 2022 first-round picks. Second, 2022, Fletcher Cox, Landon Dickerson, Jalen Hurts. Put that up, Xander. That's what it's going to take, a deal like this right here. That's what it's going to. See that right there? Chalk It Up Sports. Big picking. You see that line down there? You got to pay to play. That's right. That's what we're talking about, folks. Jay says I would never do that. Well, then, guess what? You're 9-8. Congratulations to you. And by the way, Jay, that 2017 title, okay? How many times do you ever think you're going to see that again where you see a substitute teacher win a Super Bowl? Come on, man. Substitute teachers don't win Super Bowls. That was an off Super Bowl. And because you had the 2 most dominant parts of the league, your O-line, D-line, best groupings I've ever seen. You have to go back to the Steeler teams. And I'm talking the Webster and Mean Joe Green lines, like that kind. When you're dominating on both sides of the ball and you're just killing teams. You beat the Patriots in that Super Bowl so bad, they waved a white flag in the end. Okay? So Jay doesn't want to do that deal. He wants to keep Jalen over Deshaun Watson. That is, Jay, no disrespect, man. You're kidding me, right? That's like saying I'd rather have a Yugo or I'd rather have a Fiat than a Ferrari. That's crazy talk. And by the way, don't be a moralist. Don't have morals in this thing. Who gives a shit about that stuff? He's innocent. I'm not going to dissect it. Well, he's going to have to face this in the court of public opinion. Fuck the court of public opinion. Screw that. Court of public opinion. Give me a break, man. Hey, you know how you'll get over that? Winning games. Winning games. We can't get rid of every pick. Why? How many draft choices in the last 3 years have really been spectacular for the Eagles? In our franchise history, we've never had a quarterback as good as Watson. No, you haven't. The history of your team. Imagine that. And Jay wants to keep Jalen and not have the greatest quarterback in the history of your franchise. Makes no sense. That makes no sense. Hey, this is not shade on Jalen. This is the NFL. Okay? This is about getting better every day. You know, I said this to Barrett, and I'll tell you, he's a PR nightmare. You mean like Vic was? He's a PR nightmare. You know how you can always come back at it? Well, he was innocent. And you know what people are now in the media saying? Okay, some of these stupid-ass media people that like to just make stories up. Well, they didn't find enough evidence against him. Well, in this country, you're innocent until proven guilty. So I come from that side, not from he's guilty, okay, first, and he has to prove his innocence. I know that's what the media would like you to believe, and that's what the media wants you to have. But that's not how America's built. And personally, I don't care about that. Why do you care? Hurts squatting 500 pounds. Okay. Great. All that stuff, I don't care. I so don't care. Okay? Makes no sense, maniac. It doesn't. You got a chance because you have. How many times has it lined up for the Eagles like this? This is like T-ball. You know where you put the ball on the tee and you're just hitting home runs? This is teed up. Another analogy. This is like a 3-foot putt or a 2-foot putt for the Masters. You're standing on 18, and it's like 2 inches away. All you got to do is put it in. This is not a 70-foot putt to get Watson. Nobody in the National Football League can open their checkbook up with all the treasures that Philly has and put a better deal together. Nobody. Dylan, lay up birds. Somebody asked me this question as well. Sills, what if they don't land him? Won't be on the Eagles. Here, Nick Casario, here's a blank check. You fill out how many players you want off my roster. There's nobody on the Philadelphia Eagles right now that's not tradable. When we're talking that guy. Remember something, too. We're also increasing Jalen Hurts' value. The Eagles are not going to. Always remember this, too. The quietest teams in trades like this are usually the teams that are up to the plate. What are the Panthers going to offer? Nothing. A broken down Christian McCaffrey? You can keep him. I don't want McCaffrey on the Eagles. I'll take Miles Sanders. He's more reliable. Yeah, but Sills, Christian McCaffrey is a great player when healthy. He hasn't been healthy in 3 years. I don't care about that kid. It was a mistake to run him in between the tackles, and the Panthers are paying for that now. And the Panthers, as they did with Todd Gurley and as they did with Ezekiel Elliott, overpaid a running back. When are they going to learn? Even though you have a talented running back like that, he needs help because he can't take the physical pounding. Now you add another game, and you're going to go out and we're going to put Christian McCaffrey. It sounds good. I don't want Christian McCaffrey. He's injury prone. Injury prone. 2 straight years he's missed significant time. Significant. How about this? By the way, what do you think that Deshaun Watson would do to your tickets and your gate at Lincoln Financial? You don't think the Eagle owner is now looking at what this guy could potentially do for your gate? Timothy says, sorry, Sills. Watson's not coming here. We have nothing to offer him. Dude, you must be a Flyers fan. They don't have anything to offer anybody. Okay? Sorry, Timothy. But you need to do some reading. Saints, Panthers, Eagles, Colts. Chris. I'd say Giants, too. I'd say the Giants. That's a good one. Hey, by the way, Lawrence, you get Deshaun Watson on your football team, you could punch your ticket to the playoffs every single freaking year in the NFC. Okay? You're a playoff contending. Think about what that guy could do by bringing a player like Deshaun Watson to the Eagles and what the tickets would be like. The merchandise, the selling of concessions, the tailgating. My God, the sports talk in Philly would be off the charts. Look at what it's been like since last week. By the way, some of you say this is not ever going to happen. Well, the Bucks were making a play for Deshaun Watson. They're off the books. Minnesota just signed Kirk Cousins to a $35 million per year deal. They're off the books. It's funneling down. Do you really believe that Houston wants to trade him in the AFC? I don't. They'd prefer not to. And for the record, how many teams in the AFC have collateral and assets to be able to deal? I did a show yesterday with Big Joe Krause. And Joe was like, I'm not really, what's not to like? That's a great question. That's a great question. Why wouldn't Watson want to play in Philly? Guys, let's go both sides of this. Let's not just be homers here, and let's not just do this. It's great. It's a great Grand Slam. Hey, hot dogs and wings for every. Why wouldn't he want to come here? Why wouldn't he want to play in Philly? What would be the problem? Faded. Hey, I'll ask you something here. Could how Carson Wentz and Ben Simmons have been treated play a factor? In the outside perception, okay, the outside perception of what it's like to play in Philly. Hey, guys, do we agree? I'm going to say something here, and you tell me if I'm off base. You tell me if I'm completely off base. You know why people don't want to play in Boston sometimes, right? Guys, what's the perception about playing in Boston? Okay? What's the perception of playing in Boston? That's the one thing that we do here on our program. We're real. Chalk it up sports. Birdman, it's a racist city. Okay? It's a racist city. That's the perception. Look, I'm from that neck of the woods up there in Stamford, Connecticut. Okay? Boston's not racist. Okay? Was there a racist temperature in that city back in the 70s? When I was, yes. I think it's improved a lot. I do. Was there a really nasty perception? And Russell, the way Russell was treated was not cool. Okay? It was just not cool how Bill Russell was treated. And if you think of their black stars, they've all been white stars. So there's a perception. What's the perception in Philly? Boss says same here. What's the outside perception of you guys? What's the outside perception of Philadelphia sports fans and playing in Philly, the city itself? Okay? Eric says the weather sucks. Eric, I actually like the snow in the Northeast, man. Bad fans? That's one. Uneducated fans. Guys who just like to throw batteries and talk shit. Because it's easy. Tough on players. Actually, I've come to learn that you're not. You're fair with players. Tough assholes? Maybe that's why I fit in. Yeah. Maybe, hey, we're passionate paisans. Absolutely. All of that is true. But Desean Watson doesn't know that yet. He's got to get to know it. He's got to have the city sold to him. Howie has got to be a salesman. He's got to be a salesman. Howie's got to be our guy, our Pied Piper. He's got to go into the room and do this. Desean, we're going to give 3 ones up, and God knows what else. We really want you here. And I would bring the owner of the team. Show you give a shit. Don't send just the GM. Have the owner, the general manager, director of personnel. And you know what you tell them? You know what we're going to do too? Every time we make a move, it's going to be in the best interest of you. Because we're going to build this franchise around you. We have trust in you. If you want someone out there, Julio Jones, if you want anybody, we'll make a trade to try to get that, and we'll do everything in our power. Because we want this to work. And we're all going to be working together. Folks, this is the new NFL. When you invest, by the way, another organization is going to tell him the same thing. Who's the better salesman? Who's going to be the better salesman is who's going to land Desean Watson. And what really is important here to know, the Eagles have a bigger pot of gold. That's why there's some heat on Howie to get this done. How can Howie not make this happen when you've got the biggest treasure chest to offer? Some of these people can only offer a wallet. Howie can offer a treasure chest. That's right. Duck is right. I bring the whole crew, director of personnel. You know who else I bring? I'll tell you who else I would bring. I would bring McNabb, Vic. I would bring Jason Kelsey. I would bring everybody just to show him how much I wanted him. I would do something, the little things. We're not trading DeAndre Hopkins ever away. By the way, do you want us to try to go and trade for DeAndre Hopkins? No problem doing it. Tell me what you want. Well, what about the head coach? What about the head coach? Is that a problem? Is that a problem? We'll address it. Getting Desean Watson's more important than having Nick Sirianni in the room. Sorry. If I'm management, he's more important than the head coach. I don't have a problem saying that. Oh, we can't have play. Yes, you can. Today's NFL, the quarterback. We're not talking about a trash can in a litter box. That's who a DT and an offensive tackle are. We're like cat boxes and trash cans. I mean, this guy lives in a different zip code when you're a quarterback. Okay? Fuck the Giants, they're racist. Really? You think the Tish and Mara family are racist? I would disagree there. Okay? M. Reyes, Eagles get Watson. Eagles go 6-11 next year for sure. Dude, you really are that sure about Jalen? You think Jalen Hurts is a better football player than Desean Watson? Actually, there's no conversation to have with you then, dude, if you think that, because there's nothing in my wildest imagination that I could say that could convince you otherwise. Okay? Doesn't Watson like fingers? And I'll tell you what, dude. Marcus, I don't care if he likes a fist in his rear end. I could care less if he's a freak. What's that got to do with playing football? I don't care what he likes. That's like telling me you care if he's gay. Who cares? Dude, what does that have to do with playing football? What does that have to do with winning games? Who cares? I think you guys, you want that on your team every day, every night. Thank you very much. I'll take seconds. Well, I want a character guy. You don't win titles with choir boys. You win them with tough dudes. All right, let me take a time out here. Hit the like button. We're going to talk to Garry Cobb. Garry is in Israel, but Garry wanted to talk to us and get his thoughts going here, okay? He wanted to do that, so we're going to do that. By the way, guys, we're very proud of the fact that we have our friends at Manscaped sponsoring the Big Sill Show / National Football Show. The best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped, protecting the family jewels just like Fort Knox, man. Over 4 million men worldwide. Trust Manscaped. Exclusive offer here. 20% off, free worldwide shipping. Use the promo code Sileo, S as in Sam, I-L-E-O, at manscaped.com. Let me show you the package here. The immortal Weed Whacker. Look at that there, baby. The greatness of the package I have, too. Eh? Look at that, baby, right there. Come on now. Come on now. Manscaped.com. That's right. Do me a favor. 20% when it comes to free shipping. Use the promo code Sileo. The promo code Sileo. You get 20% off of free shipping worldwide at manscaped.com. Promo code again, Sileo. S as in Sam, I-L-E-O. Unlock your confidence. Always use the right tools for the job. That's manscaped.com. We're going to talk to our friend JAKIB next. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Imagine for a moment that you went to work today and when you came home, you were catastrophically injured. Your life and your family's life. That's what happened to union construction worker Mike Little.
I was scared of what the end was going to be, but to be 100% honest with you, I knew I was going to be all right just by talking with Brian. In my heart, I just knew everything was going to be all right.
Call the firm and find out why they say, "We got this." Call 215-458-2222.
field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Welcome back. National Football Show, your boy Big Sills. We're waiting for Gary Cobb. I know we're going to try to connect with him in Israel. So he's over there with the National Football League. So hopefully we're able to connect with him. John McClain will be with us in hour number 2 from the Houston Chronicle, NFL Hall of Fame voter, most plugged-in guy in sports media in the city of Houston. We'll get his – by the way, we'll ask him flat out, does he think that the Eagles have a shot at landing Deshaun Watson, being all the assets that they have? So, big show lined up for you. We appreciate everybody jumping in. Guys, please hit the like button. Really spectacular start to the program. Thank you so much. Let me ask you guys something here. You have to remember something, too. There's another guy in the building right now. His name is Jalen Hurts. So you want to be respectful of that guy. I want to be respectful of Jalen. I do. I want to be respectful. And I think part of us, that's the rub here, isn't it? Look what the dude did, man. We doubted him all year. He got the team to the postseason. I know the storyline. And it's easy to gloss over that, especially when you see a new shiny lure out there. I get it. But let's be respectful of what that guy's done and who he is. You don't know what he could potentially bring to this team. That's a fair conversation. But I would also say this. Don't let this conversation affect you. We just went through this with Carson Wentz. Look at how that affected Carson Wentz. To some extent, look at how that Jordan Love conversation affected Aaron Rodgers. Could that have played into all the animosity that Aaron Rodgers and the Packers went through over the last 2 years? Absolutely. They drafted a guy at his position. This guy won 2 MVP awards in a row and jammed it back in the organization's face. And on top of that, the Packers found out Jordan Love is not going to be the heir apparent, or he'd already be. So there's that dynamic. I would tell Jalen, say this whole thing goes away. I would be, if I was Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman, I'd roll into the room and go like this to him. Hey, let's have a conversation here and what's really shaking out here. And if you have any conversations at all you'd like, or something you'd like to get off your chest, okay? Lawrence says Jalen Hurts is a different vibe from Carson Wentz. You're right, he is. But I think you have to be honest and transparent. Okay? I think you have to be honest and transparent here. What you want to treat this is how Andy was talking to Alex Smith when they were talking about Patrick Mahomes. You want to be open, fair. You want to be transparent. Don't be whispering in corners. You know what I'm saying? Don't be whispering. You want to have as much in the open as possible. Does this affect Carson Wentz? I mean, does this affect Jalen Hurts in a negative way? It shouldn't. It should actually motivate him. Should motivate him. It should motivate him. I would look at this and say this to him. Hey, know this. The only person that we were actually having a conversation with was Desean. He's got to know in his heart, Deshaun Watson is considered one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. He was paid that. He has to know that. Every player that plays in that league knows that the day you're drafted is the day that you could potentially be dealt. Larry says Michael Vick will talk to Watson. All day long, I'd have that. All day long. All day long. Okay? All day long. Hey, Big Seals, how many teams are in play right now for Watson? You know what I would say to that, Jay? I would go here. The quietest teams. Giants. Okay? Eagles. Those teams are probably really into it. But the Giants have Daniel Jones. The Eagles have Jalen Hurts. You see, Carolina doesn't have anybody, and nor do the Saints. That's why they can pound their chest. Hey, we're looking for a quarterback at Carolina. Hey, we're looking for a quarterback in New Orleans. That's because they don't have one. You notice these other places, how quiet they've been? Because they got a guy kind of in place. And they don't want to upset the locker room. They don't want to create more. What's the one thing NFL teams despise? You know what that is? The NFL teams despise noise. They hate noise in the room. They hate it. By the way, other news with the Eagles. Fletcher Cox has been getting a lot of run. Steelers, Chargers, Panthers are all interested in the defensive tackle. They've actually made calls to Howie Roseman. Just to show you I'm wrong, I thought that $18 million salary was too much. There's a lot of teams out there that would absorb that. Rico says that the Browns have been quiet. Did you notice something also that happened in Cleveland? That's a good spot on what you just said about Cleveland. What came out of Baker Mayfield's camp in the last couple days? Well, Baker's not sure he wants to sign now a long-term deal in Cleveland. Cleveland never offered you one. He's not sure that that's the place for him. Okay? He's now saying that that's not the place for me, maybe. Yeah, because you're trying to save face. You're trying not to lose market value. Cleveland Browns aren't sold on Baker Mayfield. Hey, by the way, Baker Mayfield, just to show you guys on where Jalen Hurts is in the conversation, are you ready for this? Okay? Baker Mayfield was the number 1 overall selection. And they're talking with Houston on potentially signing Desean Watson. The number 1 overall pick. They would send his ass to Houston in a second. And it wouldn't even be a thought to do it. It actually makes sense. Okay, it actually makes sense. Okay? Thanks, Jay. Appreciate that. Leroy Selma gave me that jersey, and that's my Buck helmet. Where's the buzz around Hassan Reddick? He's a good player, dude. Keep adding good players. Buzz? The buzz isn't around Hassan Reddick. It's around the potential on Landon Watson. That's the buzz. You want me to create a false narrative here and pretend that there's a buzz about Hassan Reddick? And by the way, you know, it's funny. Xander asked me. It's a good sign. It's a fine sign. I'm good with it. Damn good player. Player's starting to get better and better and better as he's becoming a better pro. Okay? What do you want? Me to tell you that this guy here is the best player at his position? He's not. It's a solid sign. Duck's right. Solid. There's nothing wrong with, you know what solid means to me in the NFL? Consistent. And that's exactly what the Eagles need on defense. Consistent play. Guys, I'm not down on that sign. I'm just like this. That's not the sign that's going to win you a Super Bowl, though. That's going to be a proponent that helps you win the Super Bowl. Let me show you something here. Just to give you a little bit of context here. The Buccaneers were not even considered as Super Bowl contenders going into 2022. Now they're co-favorites. They're co-favorites to win the Super Bowl, or to win the NFC, I should say. By the way, we're efforting our friend Garry Cobb. He's over in Israel. I thought it'd be a tough putt to try to line him up. Don't worry, we got John McClain in hour number 2 if we're not able to connect with Garry. Hopefully, we're going to be able to. You know, people keep telling me this too. They're going, "Hey, Sills, what about, getting somebody in the building here that can really, help Jalen more?" Dude, that's the plan. If you don't land Deshaun Watson, how are you losing? The Eagles can't lose here, guys. Hey, watch this. If the Saints don't land Deshaun Watson, what do they have? Taysom Hill? Right? Who's the other guy? Trevor Siemian? That's a L in New Orleans. If Carolina doesn't land Deshaun Watson, Sam Darnold, a suspect defense, and a hurt running back, that's an L. If the Eagles don't land Watson, you got 3 1s and all that draft capital, and you're $30 million under the cap. Come on, man. What you're trying to do here is you're trying to win Powerball. The only difference is here, there's only there's probably 12 people playing. There's probably 12 people playing Powerball right now. Okay? And you got a shot of winning Powerball. Instead of 42 billion people, I'm playing against 12 people, Powerball. It ain't going to hurt you either way if you don't win it. You'd like to win it. And if you do win it, dude, this is like winning the NBA lottery and Shaq's the number 1 guy, or LeBron. That's what this is. You'll be all right if you don't get him. Take you more creativity in how to build your roster. You've done it before in the past. You proved it in 17. You won it with Foles. I just want the Eagles to be in the room. Guys, I think what the number one thing is for me always with an organization, that you're willing to take a gamble. That's what won for the Patriots. They gambled on Brady. They had signed a quarterback to a $100 million deal. The very first one, actually, for a quarterback was Drew Bledsoe. And then within 1 year, they moved off him for a 6-rounder. That's cannolis. Okay? Roger says that Hassan Reddick is basically Micah Parsons. I'm not sure I'm in that conversation with that. Okay? I'm not so sure about that. Okay? I'm not so sure about that. Guys, again, you're in a great position. I want to make sure, though, you understand that we have a shot here at landing. Remember we came out of the playoffs? Xander, I think it was it may have been the wild card or divisional round. You know what I said on a Monday, you guys? I went like this. I want one of those. I want one of those. Remember I said that? I go, hey, man, I want one of those. Well, here's one of those. How do I sell him to come to Philly? How do I make him believe I'm going to do and build around him? Look, man, you guys have, you know what's great about the people that we've been talking to? It's one of the best fan bases I've ever spoken to. Knowledgeable, smart, confrontational, correct you in a second. I love all that. But then again, that's my nature too, because I'm from the same, hey man, I'm from the same lawn you are. That Northeast, I'm from the same lawn. You and me are from the same lawn. I don't mind that shit. I like it. I don't like snowflakes. I don't like people who can't take. You know what's funny? The confidence level that I had in football and in this, it's really funny because it pales in comparison to the rest of my life because I'm insecure just like everybody else in certain things. But when it comes to things that I know that I'm great at or good at, okay, I have no confidence issues whatsoever. Zero. That's kind of who we are. I'm this dude. This is what I do. This is who I am. I pave highways or I tar roofs. This is what I do, who I am. It's blue collar. I guess it's a blue collar mentality. Desean's from that blue collar mentality too. I talked to Dabo Sweeney. He goes, a hardworking kid, man. Okay? Let me ask you this. What's more important do you think right now to the Eagle fan base? Your 3 number ones or Deshaun Watson potentially landing as your quarterback? Tell me what's more important. I think we'll get a sense here a little bit. Okay? What's more important to you? Your 3 ones? Look at this. Quarterback. Watson. Okay? Watson. Look at this. Okay? Watson. Elite QB. There's 3 ones. He'd rather have lottery tickets. Jay'd rather have lottery tickets than a proven fact. Watson. No way Watson is worth 3 ones. A 26-year-old elite quarterback is not worth 3 ones. Quarterback. You don't win without the ones? Put that up there. Put that up there. You don't win without the ones. Okay, Tate. Name me a first-round draft choice that was on those Patriots teams. Name me a first-rounder that won those Super Bowls. Name me a first-rounder. I'll wait. Can't wait all day here. Come on. Name me one first-round draft choice that Tom Brady won a Super Bowl with in New England. One. That was a skilled player. One. You can't because there isn't one. Brady never had one first-round draft choice help him win a Super Bowl as a skilled guy in his 21 years in New England. Friends, that's a fact. That's a fact. Okay? That's a fact. Let's see here. Jalen has earned his moment in Philly. Let's see here. Brady wasn't a first-round pick himself, though. The whole thing. I said in New England. I said offensive skilled guys. Let me make a point to you again here, guys. Okay? You don't have to win with ones. You guys won the Super Bowl in 2017 with a backup quarterback and a rotating O-line because you got beat up. Come on, man. Okay, come on. Draft choices, they're overhyped, overrated. Overhyped. Hey, what's Bill Belichick's greatest draft choice, you think, as a first rounder? Okay. Can you tell me? Can you tell me? Guys, I got to take a timeout. I'm past my mark here. Okay. Hit the like button. We'll finish that comment there. Keep it here on the National Football Show.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Imagine for a moment that you went to work today and when you came home, you were catastrophically injured. Your life and your family's life. That's what happened to union construction worker Mike Little.
I was scared of what the end was going to be, but to be 100% honest with you, I knew I was going to be all right just by talking with Brian. In my heart, I just knew everything was going to be all right.
Call the firm and find out why they say, "We got this." Call 215-458-2222.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
I stand corrected. Big Seals, hit the like button. Thank you, guys. I stand corrected. In 21 years, there was a guy. Sony Michel, you guys are right. I forgot. He was the 31st player taken. Right. He won 2. 21 years. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I forgot about him. Whew. Man, huge impact guy. I forgot. It came to me again because I saw the name. I'm like, yeah, was he maybe was he a late first? I think he was because the Patriots always picked late. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for hooking me up because there was one guy. I forgot about the one guy. Yeah. Oh, that old Sony Michel. Where's he now? Oh, that's right. He's with the Rams. He picked up another Super Bowl. Yeah. Oh. Thank you guys very much for helping me out. I stand corrected. That's, again, why I tell you guys. It's awesome how you guys can end up hooking us up here. You pointed the one guy out in 21 years, and I had forgotten. Yeah, you're right. Hey, how about the greatness of the sign of Mitchell Trubisky to the Steelers today? Steelers, this is so Steeler, Mitchell Trubisky. Did I not tell you the other day that he was going to get a starting job? Did I not tell you, Sileo, you're so full of shit. This guy ain't getting a starting job. Hey, Xander, help me out and get my back here. Everyone's like, he ain't getting no starting job. He's going to be the starting quarterback in Pittsburgh with the Steelers. 29-21 as a starting quarterback, and he won a division title in Aaron Rodgers' division. Dude, I told you that guy was going to get a starting gig. He is going to be your starting gig. Hey, Xander doesn't really give a shit about anything. Only if it leads to Watson coming to Philly. He don't give a shit about any of it. As long as it leads to him coming to Philly. Great. Pittsburgh's out. Tampa Bay's out. By the way, we haven't hit on Brady at all. Guys. Hey, Chris. Mitchell Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, and Dwayne Haskins is the Pittsburgh Steeler room. By the way, Gardner Minshew, the Colts want him to be the starter in Indianapolis. They offered the Eagles a 5. They said, no, we'd rather have our guy. Okay? We'd rather have Maverick on our team. The Steelers have Mitchell Trubisky. Hey, watch this. Mitchell Trubisky? You think Jalen's better than him, right? You think Jalen's better than Mitchell Trubisky? We'll see. I think Mitchell Trubisky got shitty coaching in Chicago. Just like every quarterback that ever goes there. Got shitty coaching. They have never developed a quarterback in 50 years. But hey, Justin Fields is a guy. Chris Sam, 2022, 19th pick. 2022, third round. 2023, first. Bro, move on down. Giants are offering me 2 1s today. Forget it. No interest, Chris. No, thank you. No. I'll tell you, Chris, what I want. Your 3 1s, Devontae Smith and Jordan Mailata. You doing it? Look at that deal that he wants. Okay, look at that deal. That ain't going to cut it, man. Because you're trying to get the better end of the deal on me. It ain't working. I have the quarterback. No, thank you. I'm out. Next team. Eagles down the line. Hey, and by the way, don't fuck it up on the first time. Here's the big thing, too, Howie has to understand. Don't walk in there cheap. I'm not saying you throw all your cards out there, but don't walk in cheap. Okay? Dan, you're fired. You see that? He wants to get Jalen the team. Dan, you're fired. Okay? It's crazy. Look at Kelsey's keg. See you, Smith and Mailata. There you're thinking. Don't fall in love with your players and the names on the back of the jerseys. That includes Kelsey, too. Okay? If you could trade Joe Montana, you could trade anybody. Okay. Deshaun's good, but he ain't Joe Montana. Okay? Don't walk into that room with a half-ass deal and the Texans blow you out of the water and that's your only shot to land a pooch. I'm hearing a 2023 third for Minshew. I would take that deal. Okay? I thought he was a free agent, Meta. I may be wrong. I thought he was a free agent. You may know more, but because remember he had to prey on the deal. I know that the Eagles wanted to keep him. Yeah, don't walk into the room going like this. Here's 2 1s, a 3, a 4, some other dude, Quez walking. Don't walk in like that. Carlos says, Dan, we're supposed to get over on them. Getting him, you're winning the deal. Who do you think? Wait. Who do you think won the Russell Wilson deal? Who won the Russell Wilson deal, you think? Denver or Seattle? Who won the deal, in your opinion? Who do you think won? Denver. Birdman all night long. Denver all night long won that. Seattle won. You get the greatness of Drew Lock and Geno Smith in your room. Meta's got a good comment there. To be determined on Wilson. Yeah, but guess what, Meta? We'll find out in 3 years. Sure. Hey, who won the RG3 deal? Rams or Washington? I don't know what the Rams did with those 3 ones. Do you? What did they do with those 3 ones? You have to help me because I forgot. Okay, who won that? And you know what happened in the end? Mike Shanahan was smart because he drafted Kirk Cousins in the 4th round to protect his bets and his edge. He protected his bet on RG3. I mean, all right, guys. I want to rank the NFC East teams today. Today, before the Watson deal. Okay? Hit the like button. We're going to have John McClain. We apologize for Garry. I knew it would be tough kind of connecting. He's in Israel right now with the NFL. We'll have John McClain from the Houston Chronicle, Pro Football Hall of Fame voter. This will be in hour number 2. We'll get all the latest on Deshaun Watson and what's up next. I think he's got a civil trial that's coming up here in the next 2 days. Hit the like button. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Imagine for a moment that you went to work today and when you came home, you were catastrophically injured. Your life and your family's life. That's what happened to union construction worker Mike Little.
I was scared of what the end was going to be, but to be 100% honest with you, I knew I was going to be all right just by talking with Brian. In my heart, I just knew everything was going to be all right.
Call the firm and find out why they say, "We got this." Call 215-458-2222.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Welcome back. National Football Show with your boy Big Stills. Please hit the like button. John McClain from the Houston Chronicle at the bottom of the hour. Would you guys be interested in Matt Ryan? Quarterback, Falcons. Plan C. Would you be interested in Matt Ryan? Folks, there's a reason they restructured his contract and got that cap hit down from $68 million to $37 million. Okay? There's a reason for that. Okay? Last year, the Eagles ate $38 million on Carson Wentz's deal. Everyone thought they were insane to do that. Now, they look like they're capologist geniuses. They look like now they're guys who know what they're doing in the building. I don't know how you don't look at Howie Roseman and don't go, that was a brilliant move. You got to be honest with that. You ate $38 million on the Carson Wentz deal, got a first out of it, put it on their books, so now they have to pay some of that deal going to Washington. And you got a one out of it. Boy, Howie looks, you're the owner? You got me a first rounder for that? Look at what Washington gave up for Wentz. You think Matt Ryan's really washed up? Could somebody put his numbers up for me? What he did a year ago? New head football coach going in there. Somebody tell me what his numbers were. I'll be very interested to see what his numbers were. 94 career quarterback rating. That sucks. A 94 quarterback rating. That sucks. Ryan has gone downhill badly. The offense in Atlanta is not the problem, my friends. It's their defense. 27 touchdowns, 3,452 yards. He threw for 27 TDs. Wow. 67 completion percentage. You think that sucks? 90.4 QBR. Well, you and I have a different. You and I, yeah, but he's been to a Super Bowl, Marcus. He's won an NFC championship. Okay, Carlos. Carlos says, stop praising the man for doing his job. You're right. You're right. Carlos, you're right. Okay? You're right. Welcome to the NFL. You're paid that money. You should be doing that. You're right. And when guys don't live up to that, that's correct. It's a great point. That's why certain quarterbacks are consistent like Matt Ryan's been. Okay? TW Tindy says, John McClain said this morning that Watson isn't coming to Philly because he wants to live in the South. I'll ask him that. I'll ask him the team with the biggest pot of gold for the Texans. Because you know what we're going to start the conversation off with John? Who's got the most leverage here in that relationship? Because, guys, both really worked hard at making sure both sides didn't trash one another. And to at least get to this point. Okay? They really worked hard. Now, that's not going to be from Deshaun Watson's mouth or his agent. That's going to be an opinion of John McClain's. Know that. You know, it's funny. When I was on the internet, I kept having people tell me, Watson said he doesn't want to play here. Show me a quote where he said that. Show me a quote. Okay? I'm with you, Fred. I don't think Matt Ryan is a bad quarterback. Okay? I don't. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I think he's on a bad football team right now. Look at the Cowboys. They had to deal Amari Cooper to Cleveland. I guess that was one of the reasons why they ended up dumping Jarvis Landry. So now both of Cleveland's wideouts are out of the building. Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham. Are the Cleveland Browns in some way trying to tell you that Baker Mayfield's failures were because of the wideouts on the perimeter and not the quarterback, and that's what they're doing? I sure hope they're not suggesting that, because Baker Mayfield is horseshit. That guy won't win anything. I mean, honestly, he's a cheap man's version, and he's a better version, I should say, of Johnny Manziel. That guy is dog shit. How many years are the Browns going to make excuses of before they come to the realization that they screwed up with the number 1 overall pick and they took the wrong guy? Guys, do me a favor. Who are the contemporaries in the Baker Mayfield draft? Is Lamar Jackson and Justin Herbert in that draft? Is Josh Allen, was he in that draft too? Was he in that? Was Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and Justin Herbert in that draft? And when you look at what those dudes are doing, and then you look at what that guy's doing, you're going like this. Okay. Right? Look at this. The NFL has released the first half of the 2022 Monday night schedule. AFC West matchup. 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 Oh, my God. Oh, man. AFC's got the quarterbacks. Watson ain't going to the AFC, friends. He's going to the NFC. You happen to be one of those teams. Right? Man, every one of those Monday night, hey, you got to put I'm looking to put a great TV show on. That's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to put a great television show on. And putting the NFC North on, not doing it. Not doing it. Now, you put Deshaun Watson in the NFC East versus Dak Prescott on a Monday night. Carson Wentz, Deshaun Watson, opening night, Sunday Night Football. Yeah. Hey, ready? Sunday Night Football, first game of the year. Carson Wentz versus Deshaun Watson at the Lincoln, Philly. Hey, oh, man, the NFL would have, churches used to own Sundays. The NFL will own Sunday and Monday. So you go from Carson Wentz to Deshaun Watson on a Sunday maybe to Patrick Mahomes versus Russell Wilson on a Monday night. Come on, man. Hey, come on, man. Holy cow. And you got the Cowboys in that division too. Always a top-rated team to watch. Good grief almighty. Man. All right, let's do this right now. Rank me right now with the quarterbacks that are in the division. Rank me the NFC East right now. Rank me the NFC East. Then I'll tell you where I got everybody. Philly is out on the Watson train. FSG? Really? Who said it, Deshaun? Who said it? Let me know. Did Deshaun say it? Who said it? Looks like Hurts took out quarterback of the Eagles on his social media, both Instagram and Twitter. Do I add any? No. No, I didn't ask you about the quarterbacks. I asked you to rank the teams. Cowboys, Washington, Philly, then Giants. Kenneth, I'm with you. Eagles, Cowboys, Washington, Giants. Okay. I can only hope. Hugh, that's alleged. Of course it's alleged. Guys, know this. And even when John comes on, why would a quarterback or his agent go like this? We have no interest in that team. When you're trying to create the biggest market, would you do this when you're selling your house or your car? Well, I'm only going to sell it to these 4 people. Well, I'm only going to offer you $1,000 then. What's the next guy going to offer you? $1,200? Now, if I got 1,000 people in the room and I want your car, I'll give you $5,000 for it. And you can go, that's a nice starting price. Then you start a bid. You got a bigger market. But no, there's Einsteins out there that think, well, no, he's only going to have a select few group of teams. So that means that the Texans get the lesser of the trade? How does that remotely make sense for Houston? How does that make sense for Houston to go like this? Desean, since you put us through holy hell for an entire year, we paid you. We loved you. We did all this. Where do you want to go? I know you don't want to play here, but where does Desean want to go? We'll send you and your bank wherever you want to go. You want a little blankie too? Here's a blankie. Here's some mama's milk, some Similac. How you doing? Here, Desean. How can we make this so good for you? Yeah, that's what they do in the NFL. Here's some breast milk too. You know? Here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I don't want to go and play in Big Bad Philly. I want to go play in Carolina, where they had Cam Newton down there, where they have nothing left, and there's no team, and Matt Rule sucks. I want to go play with him. Yeah, okay. Desean, you want some breast milk? I promise you'll be okay. I'll give you a binky if you want. Jesus criminy. These guys are sitting down going, let's get the best deal for everyone. And that ain't doing this. We only got 2 teams to negotiate with. What Einstein would think that's a proper way to send a 26-year-old fucking franchise quarterback off on your roster. Then you look at your fan base and go, yeah, we got hijacked again like we did in the DeAndre Hopkins deal. Don't you want to look at least a little smart? Double goes, oh, wait a minute. Duck goes binky in the air. I don't care what he likes in his rear end. Okay? I don't care what it is. Pete says Philly's in the best position. Pete, Philly is in the best position, okay, to get him. But landing him will be the real chore here. It'll be the real chore. The Panthers, FSG says the Panthers are clearing the way for Watson. With what? With what draft choices? With what? And don't send me McCaffrey. Where's Carolina's picks? Panthers have the 6th pick. The 6th pick, son, ain't cutting it. Yeah, but we'll give you picks next year. And then the year after. Oh, so this is going to be like a layaway. Right? I think some of you think that Deshaun Watson's going to be like put on layaway. And you're going to be able to go in to Target and pay on like Deshaun. Hey, you know, man, we gave 1 first rounder up this year. Yeah, man. Hey, here's my other first rounder, man. I'm halfway home. Yeah, I got Deshaun Watson on layaway on the Panthers. Yeah. Yeah, Deshaun's on layaway. Come on, man. He's on layaway. Hey, listen, man. I got a great deal here. Look, I'm $68 million over the cap. You Saints, So I got a layaway program. I want to see if this – I'll give you a bunch of seconds and thirds. Let's see what the Saints got to give away this year. See, tell me if this layaway program works. Let's see. Saints. Well, that's the first page. I don't see in New Orleans. Wait a minute. Yeah. So they're not in the first 17 picks. Here we go. 18. But hell, I got a deal for you. I know it's only one this year. But in year 2030, when Haley's Comet comes back around, I'll have two more for you. Yeah. Got a layaway. I'm going to put his ass on layaway. Yeah, but wait a minute, guys. He wants to play in the South. Yeah, okay. You know what? Okay, I want to live in a gigantic townhouse in Paris and in Rome. I want to have one looking over the Mediterranean. I'd like to have that too. Facing Corsica. I'd like to have a nice cottage in Sicily. Right there, because Camiso, family and all that there. Nah, Sills. You're in the hills of Escondido. South Philly. Okay. Hey, man, I would like that, though, actually. Sip cappuccino. Nothing wrong with that, brother. Italian coffee. So, shalom, Will. All good. Hey, we're gonna take a timeout because we're gonna get a hold of John McClain from the Houston Chronicle and get his thoughts on everything that's going on here. Big Sil's got to tell you about our friends at Manscaped, though. We are brought to you by Manscaped, okay? The best in below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped protects the family jewels better than anybody on the planet. That's why over 4 million men have trusted Manscaped to get the job done. We got a 20% offer right now for you, okay? Exclusive Big Sil's 20% offer on free worldwide shipping if you use the promo code Sileo, S as in Sam, I-L-E-O. That's manscaped.com. The immortal weed whacker. Right there for you there. I'm going to start opening this stuff up here and start. Xander says be careful with it, though, too, Oh, wait. Got to show you the package. I've been showing my package for over a week now. I think you guys like my package, right? It's good? All right. 20% off shipping. Use the promo code Sileo, S as in Sam, I-L-E-O. Manscaped.com. That's 20% off for free shipping on Manscaped. Use the promo code Sileo. Unlock your confidence. Always use the right tools to get the job done at manscaped.com. Do me a favor, guys. Hit the like button. John McClain from the Houston Chronicle. We'll get his thoughts on where this is heading and where maybe Deshaun Watson is heading. We'll do it next. Keep it here on the National Football Show.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Imagine for a moment that you went to work today and when you came home, you were catastrophically injured. Your life and your family's life. That's what happened to union construction worker Mike Little.
I was scared of what the end was going to be, but to be 100% honest with you, I knew I was going to be all right just by talking with Brian. In my heart, I just knew everything was going to be all right.
Call the firm and find out why they say We got this. Call 215-458-2222.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Welcome back. National Football Show with your boy Dan Sileo. We're going to have two guests on back-to-back because our friend Garry Cobb's over at Israel with the National Football League, but we want to talk to John McClain from the Houston Chronicle, and he is clearly one of the most plugged-in guys in that city. John's been covering Houston sports, God, all the way back when my boy Alonzo Highsmith was an Oiler. That's how far you go back, John, right? When Bubba McDowell and some of my Hurricane guys were there with the Oilers.
I started 10 years before Alonzo was a third overall pick in 1987, and Bubba was a third-round pick the next year.
Man, I love the fact that you've been so plugged in. John, give us the latest on where we are now with Watson. I mean, a massive hurdle was jumped with him not being indicted. Now he has another hurdle. Obviously, there's civil suits that are still out there, and also the commissioner still has to come down on all of this now. What are we looking at with the timeline and where we are right now with Watson potentially being moved before March 16th?
He is, number one, I don't think he'll be moved before March 16th because there's too much uncertainty. You know, his depositions on Tuesday for the rest of the 22 civil suits. And last week on Friday, when he did the first depositions, he pled the fifth on all of them because the attorney said he didn't want him to say anything that could be used against him in the criminal complaints. And when the grand jury didn't file the charges, then teams started calling general manager Nick Caserio. Now, the bottom line is Roger Goodell could suspend him. He could say missing last season was punishment enough. And whenever it's over, and at some point it will be over, Deshaun Watson can be a great quarterback for another 10 to 12 years.
John, how about this too? And I love that you brought that up because I've been saying that the whole time. And what I really love about what the Texans and Deshaun's camp did, they went through an entire year, John, where they paid him. He was active. There was no trash talking between both sides when it came to this process. Very rare to see when you have a case like this. They wanted to keep the value for the team, and he wanted to keep the opportunity for an open market for teams to eventually come to make a trade here. How many teams do you think are in the mix, in your opinion, for Deshaun Watson as we get over all these hurdles?
Well, I can tell you because of his no trade clause, he already rejected the Eagles last season. The Eagles called them, and they asked him, would you consider the Eagles? He said no. And I don't think it had anything to do with the Eagles. I think it had to do with he's from the South. He grew up in Georgia. He played at Clemson. He's played every professional game, every home game in a retractable roof stadium. I don't think he wanted to play in Philadelphia and play outside. Just like I told my friends in Cleveland, there's no way a guy that wants to throw for 4,000 or 5,000 yards a year is going to play next to Lake Erie where the wind and the lightning and the thunder and the rain can be horrible in September and October, November before the weather gets really bad in the winter. And the one game he played there was in 2020, and it was in November. It was pleasant temperature-wise, but the lightning, wind, and rain were so bad they had to evacuate the stadium, and he averaged 3.2 yards per attempt. I don't think he's going to want to play in those conditions. Everybody thinks it's going to come down to Carolina, which is close to his hometown, and New Orleans. And Seattle really wanted him, but I'm pretty sure he's told him he don't want to move across country either.
So, John, the Texans are going to take a lesser deal because the way I look at it, that the Eagles have 3 ones. They're 30 under the cap. They've got 11 draft choices, pretty high picks too. When you're looking at all that assets, the Saints are $68 million over the cap. I know they brought that number down a little bit. They don't have a lot of assets. They got 1 pick in the first round, and Carolina's got a broken running back, and Christian McCaffrey, who's been injured the last 2 years. What does Carolina and the Saints have to offer in a deal for the Texans to go, hey, that's a great deal for a guy who I consider one of the top 5 players? I mean, if he's narrowing his market down, how does that benefit the Texans?
It doesn't benefit the Texans, and he doesn't give a rat's you-know-what about what benefits the Texans. If they could trade him to the Eagles for those 3 first-round draft choices, plus it'd take a lot more, I guarantee you they would do it. But he can reject it, and he rejected them. So that's why it's come down to Carolina and New Orleans. One of the things they would have to have from Carolina, besides the 6th overall pick, they don't have 2nd and 3rd round picks. They'd have to part with at least one of those talented young defensive players, maybe 2, and then the rest of the trade would be over the next 2 drafts. New Orleans, I was figuring this up, they already have the Saints' 3rd round pick, and Saints have the 18th, 49th, and 100th pick. So the Texans would have 7 of the top 100 this year, and then they would have to get stuff from the Saints the next 2 years. But, of course, Seattle's offer has a better offer on the table, but the Texans can't accept him when Watson has the no-trade clause.
So, John, nothing has changed in the year that he would potentially go to a Giants scenario or a Browns situation. I mean, I find it hard to believe that the market is so – 2 teams that don't have really a lot of draft capital and really a lot of room in the cap to put the guy on the team in general. I mean, where are the Saints getting the money from to put him on the Saints team?
That's all up to the Saints. It's all up to Watson to determine where he goes. Last year, they had 8 teams that showed interest. He ruled them all out. He said, I'm only going to Miami. It wasn't because he was loving with the Dolphins. He wanted to live in South Florida, a mansion on the water with a big boat. I mean, who wouldn't like that? And that fell apart at the last minute. 3 1s, a 3, and a 5, because the owner, Stephen Ross, insisted the 22 civil suits be settled, and they couldn't get them settled by the trade deadline on November 2nd, so everything moved on the back burner.
You know, and then you look at ownership there and what they just did to Brian Flores. I wonder, so he's just looking at, in your opinion, Carolina and New Orleans right now. That's it. No other teams.
We think that he's told the Texans with other teams, nope, here's the 2 I want to go with. ESPN said he's meeting with those teams. They want to meet with him, of course, because they got to make sure there's not another repeat of what he just did, which was have massages from 42 different women that we know of over a 2-year period. Bad judgment at worst. And so I think that there's a lot they're going to want to know from talking to him besides just blindly making the trade at 4 Eastern on Wednesday.
Has Caserio taken a lot of calls like from other teams, and he's told them then obviously that there's only 2 teams. So when these other teams are offering up a potential like quarterback that they have in the room, like maybe a Zach Wilson, the Jets have 2 number 1s. They basically told the Jets, we're not interested in your 2 number 1s.
No, that's not what they tell them at all. Of course they'd be interested in that. People shot that down with the Jets. That was preposterous. No, he didn't tell them that. He told them Deshaun Watson's told us he won't go there.
Final question for you. The Lovie Smith. Where's Lovie in all of this here too? Because I love Lovie. I knew him from Tampa. John, he's a quality man. He's another guy that really is going to calm. I think what maybe some outside impressions have been about the Texans over the last 3 years. Just your thoughts on him being hired as the head coach of the Texans.
No, I've known him since he was at Tampa 2 for 25 years. I've stayed in touch with him. Yeah, he did a good job on a defense with no talent last year. And they were going to hire Josh McCown. You guys know McCown very well. Jack Easterby, their executive VP of football ops, fell in love with McCown through ministry and FCA, and he had convinced them, and Josh had convinced them that he could be a head coach with no coaching experience besides high school. So they were ready to name him, and then somebody took a step back and said, "No, wait a minute," because they were getting hammered by everybody locally. Let McCown come in, be assistant quarterback coach, and work his way up. But he was on the verge of being hired. They backed up. They looked around. Well, Lovey's here. He's working with us on the search. So, Lovey, you want to interview? And Lovey, of course I want to interview. We all knew he wanted another chance. He told me he said, "I have unfinished business as a head coach in the NFL." And he does. And in the last 8 years, when he was in Chicago, sorry about that.
That's all good.
The last 8 years when he was in Chicago, he was 24 games over 500. He's coach of the year, went to the Super Bowl and lost. Then he goes, takes over the worst team in the NFL. They get the first pick. He starts Jameis Winston as a rookie. They improved by 4 wins. Boom, he's fired so they can make offensive coordinator Dirk Cutter the head coach. I think if Lovey had not gone to the University of Illinois, a dead end in the Big Ten, he might have been a head coach sooner. But Texans are really happy, and you use the word calm. That's exactly what it is. A dysfunctional organization and kind of a team that was really having issues during tumultuous times. Once Lovey had that first news conference, people are like, maybe he is the right guy. And so they hope he's the right guy because, as you know, he is a first-class person.
One of the best people I've ever met. Last question for you. John, just give me a timeline that you think that this thing could be wrapped up here. I mean, I know that he wants to talk with Carolina and the Saints, and he wants to meet the front office people. Just your spin on how long you think this whole process will take.
Depends on how long his depositions take on Tuesday and Wednesday. Will they drag out through the rest of the week? Because the attorney, Tony Busby, representing the plaintiffs, said, "I'm going to take every minute I have." And going into the depositions last week, he had 48 hours to utilize. And he's going to go to the limit. So I think it'd be next week by the time they get something done. And the owners that are serious about him are going to want to talk to Goodell about his suspension. Goodell works for them. They don't work for him. And they call him up and say, "Roger, hey, we need to know. What are you thinking?" And so there's still a lot to be ironed out, not to mention trade terms. I think it would be more like next week rather than this week.
John, one last thing, though, on the cap. So if he's on the team after the 18th, is that $40 million that kicks in with the escalator? Does that hit the Texans cap? Is that going to be something that another team's going to have to absorb, the kind of way that the Eagles, when they sent Carson Wentz to the Colts, they had $38 million on their books? Is they're going to have that on their books going into the new NFL season?
They will. And when they trade him, it'll free up $24.2 million under the cap, and the new team will absorb it. And they already have fourth most dead money in the league, and they'll probably have the most.
Absolutely. John, it's great catching up with you. Thank you so much for giving us the insight. I really appreciate it. Thank you, my friend.
My pleasure. Thanks very much, and good luck to the Eagles.
You got it. That is John McClain there, again, from the Houston Chronicle, and we shall see what happens there, okay? So his take is it's the Saints and Panthers. I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell you I don't believe it. I find that hard to believe. Let me get in Garry Cobb here. And let's bring in Cobb from Israel. I'm hoping you heard that, Garry, because, Garry, here's the thing that I don't get. So the Houston Texans are going to take a 10-time lesser deal. 1 first-rounder is all they have to offer over the next 3 years. I don't know.
I mean, it's hard for me to believe that, at least without putting pressure on him, because, Desean Watson does have some power in this situation. But, the Texans do too. Because, hey, if he can put pressure on them, they could put pressure on him. Right now, he can't really be telling anybody what to do. He really don't even know his situation all the way. But now that he's got a little light, I really don't see how he can play hardball.
And Garry, hey, Garry, think this. he's still going through depositions on civil suits,
Yeah.
which is still going to be a PR nightmare. And you're going to sit there with the cannolis and go like this. Hey, Jets, Eagles, screw you guys. I'm only dealing with these two. Here's my terms. Oh, yeah, by the way, we're going to put you on a layaway plan instead of doing an actual deal with the team. I'm not buying it.
I'm not buying it either, because this is the most important deal the Texans are going to have in the next 10 years.
Absolutely.
So why would they let him get them in a headlock? Come on. They're not a guy that's got in the trouble that he's been in. He's going to come in there woofing like that. No way. No way he can. No way he can woof like that. I don't think. And look, the Eagles, their ownership, okay, and I'm not saying they're wrong. They believe in the quarterback position. They believe in the quarterback position. And Jeffrey Lurie has been very clear about it. And you know the truth about it? I think he's right.
Yeah.
You got to have that position right. Now, Jalen Hurts is a great kid, and I think he's going to be a good professional quarterback. But is he going to ever get on the level of Desean Watson?
No.
Come on. No. So you're talking about a guy, a young quarterback who you can put in there and you got for 10, maybe 15 years. And you're just going to come on. And they, you know that they have got the goods. They've got what the Texans want, which is you leave out of there and you got some marquee young players that you draft and you say, yeah, we got rid of a franchise quarterback, but we got these 3 picks and we're happy and they're happy. Come on. They're not going to let him put them in a headlock.
But so think of this. You were up on rape charges. We activated you. We played you. I mean, we didn't play you.
Paid you. You didn't play.
We were kind to you. Didn't do anything to dismiss anything of your reputation at all. Nothing came out of Houston, and we're going to send you where you want to go for dimes on the dollar.
That's right, for dimes on the dollar. I mean, as much as they want to move him and everything, they got to get something for him. They got to get equal value. And so for them to let him just bogart them like that, come on, man. No, there's no way I think that they would do that. I mean, they go ahead and they call him, hey, look, we've been good to you, and we want you to reciprocate. Come on. They've been good to him. They haven't been battering him, and you haven't heard bad things coming out about him. Let him clean this stuff up, and wherever he goes, you got to have a franchise that's really going to be committed to him. And, that's why I really could see the Eagles really making a push for him. And we'll see what happens. But I don't see him being able to muscle like that.
Hey, look, I respect John McClain, but I just disagree.
Yeah.
I just disagree here. Let me ask you about the collateral, if there is any damage potentially. How do you think Jalen Hurts handles this, Gary? How do you think he handles all of this talk? Wentz went through this.
Yep.
Okay. How do you think Jalen Hurts handles this?
Well, I think this is the strength of the kid. This is the strength of the kid. Is tough-minded. He's very disciplined. Grew up with a father in his ear. The kind of father that would chew him out, and that he appreciated him. Said he coached him. He was a tough coach to him, and so he's got, if anything, he's got maybe better than anybody in the league. He can take them, trying to make moves and things, and not be bothered by it. I mean, he did it at Alabama. Think about it. The kid got benched in a championship game, and he didn't. You didn't hear him saying anything bad about anybody. He didn't say anything bad about the coach. He went over. He was a professional about it. He was classy about everything. Then he goes to Oklahoma, and he has them fighting for the title. The kid has got composure. Then he's got that, at times, question his arm and can he make all the throws and do it consistently as you want. But as a quarterback, as a leader, as a tough son of a gun who can deal with being benched and all that stuff, he might be the number one in the league in that area when it comes to that kind of toughness. So I don't think he'll be bothered by this at all. Kid somewhere getting ready. And so I don't think it'll bother him. You know, that's why they can make these type of moves and really clearly come out and be doing something in this area. And I don't think it's going to bother the kid at all.
Garry, the Eagles make a move. Hassan Reddick has now been added to the roster. Just your take on what you think he brings to the team.
I'm not surprised at all. I wrote an article and I said they need to go after Hassan Reddick. You know, the kid is speed coming off the corner. They got to get pressure from outside. They got to do a much better job than they've been doing the last few years. So he's a Temple kid. He really has gone and really blossomed. So I think it's a good move. It's not something that surprised me. I think it's a good move. It's something that they needed to do. They probably are probably look at some wide receivers, or, you know, in that area. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do something there. And then, you know, you can better believe the Eagles. The Eagles are interested probably in. I couldn't see how they would not be interested. And of course, you've heard that they're interested in Mr. Watson. So we'll see what happens. But I definitely do like the move that they made in getting Hassan Reddick. Good move.
Hey, how's Israel been?
It's been great. You know, I'm over here. Gerald McCoy's over here. You know, I just left him down there in the gym. He's down there working out, you know, because his agent, he was talking to his agent. They'll see what he's going to do. You got, another kid, Ty Montgomery, who's a running back. He's over here. He's talking to his agent. You know, all these guys are on the phone with the agent, you know, once free agency starts, you know. So I have some fun, you know, joking with them and laughing with them about that. And KJ Wright, too. He's on this trip. And he's excited about, he's going to the Raiders. So he's excited about that. So I get a chance to talk with them, see what's in their head, what they're thinking about. So, but this has really been a very interesting trip. A lot of information that we've been over here, and it's been quite a trip.
Well, I'm really glad that you're okay, because after your fiasco at the airport, everyone's been saying, where's JAKIB? Everything's all good. No scuds or anything, right? I mean, we're good, right? I mean, everyone was like, what happened to JAKIB, man?
Can you believe that? I mean, but you know, I've heard that happen before where somebody leaves something open. But I mean, to happen at that moment, I'm going, what is going on? All this noise. And you know, the guys are giving me the business on the plane the whole way, man. You know, but, hey, what can you do? That wasn't my call, but
hey, by the way, I got some insight here for you. Check it out. Xander just put this up, just so everyone knows. Watson's set to meet with more teams tomorrow after Panthers and Saints. So he's meeting with more teams, not just Saints and Panthers.
I mean, they would be so stupid if they did not put some pressure. Come on, there's no way. This is their whole team. The whole team is wrapped up in this deal here.
This is the next decade, Garry. This is the next decade for the Texans.
You better believe it. Come on. You could get 3 picks up there in the top of that first round, you know, in the middle of the first round. 3 players. Come on. What can 3 outstanding players do for a football team? Come on. There's no way they're going to not. Come on.
Hey, Garry. Travel safe, my friend. Thank you so much for doing this, man. I appreciate it. JAKIB.
My pleasure. Hey, have a great one.
29. Yeah. Thank you, Xander. More teams will be meeting with Desean Watson. And by the way, I saw somebody post this. Well, John McClain won't be coming on again. That's not how we work here. What do you think I am? Like WIP or the Fanatic? I want yes guys on my show? What the fuck you think this is, man? I like people on my show that have I actually like people with different views of mine instead of just being yes dudes. Wait a minute. Josina Anderson, one of my favorite reporters. I'm told Watson is set to meet with Saints and Panthers in Houston through Monday evening. And I'm also told Watson is currently planning to meet with more teams tomorrow at this time, per league source. Woo-wee! Woo! Woo! Watson to the Eagles lives. Hit the like button. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that. Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Imagine for a moment that you went to work today and when you came home, you were catastrophically injured. Your life and your family's life. That's what happened to union construction worker Mike Little.
I was scared of what the end was going to be, but to be 100% honest with you, I knew I was going to be all right just by talking with Brian. In my heart, I just knew everything was going to be all right.
Call the firm and find out why they say, "We got this." Call 215-458-2222.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Hey, man, I may have to sell John McClain, not for me, but for Xander. As soon as that guy, I knew as soon as, because I had heard he said that too earlier. But again, he didn't talk to Desean. And I don't want to go play in the cold. Well, hello, the NFL's played in the fall. I mean, I don't want to play in the cold. That's a reason that the Texans are going to go like this. Fuck it, I'll only take 1-1. I'll take one first rounder a year. How does that help Houston? Well, he doesn't give a rat's ass about Houston. Really? Well, you know what they could have did? They could have suspended that kid's ass all year, fucked with him all year, and they didn't. But so they don't shit on him, but he shits on them by going, hey, we're only going to talk to 2 teams. And 2 teams that have no chance of landing him. Come on, man. Come on. I so don't believe John. That may be I'll tell you where I do believe it. That may be a preference. Mike Florio and Sims both said Eagles would be the team to get Watson. It makes the most sense. Come on, man. Come on. Hey, I'm not going to sell my house at top dollar. According to Albert Beer, the Eagles are one of the 5 teams that will land Watson. How he wants a quarterback? Watson has a no trade clause, though. Ba-doop. It's time. Push it all in. Feel me. Come here, everyone. Let's have a group. Let's have a group like this. Let's do it here. Watson to Lincoln Financial. Let's telepathically tell them, Watson, I'll pay. Big Sills is going to start a GoFundMe for all the massages you need. Shit, Sills will do the massages. They probably don't want that. Hey, let me tell you something. This is completely against Xander, but Xander goes, fuck it, Sills, I'll join you. Thank you, Larry. Swami. Wait, hold on. Where the hell is that thing? Where is that bad dog? Here. This is perfect, isn't it? Here, oh no, wait a minute. I'm going to rub the weed whacker. Ooh. Desean. Bzzz. Desean. Big Sills will weed whack you. I'll weed whack you. I'll even make a design for you if you want. Whatever you want. What do you want, a heart? Oh, man. Weed whacker. Oh, man. No, he don't want to go anywhere. Hey, I'd like to play. You know what? I'd like to play in Monaco, too. And I'd like to be an F1 driver, okay, at the Grand Prix of Monaco. Hey, but, you know, Big Sills just gets to drive around, you know, his parking lot. My gas-guzzling Hummer. Yeah. Oyster shape? Sure. Oyster shape. Desean. Hey, there's pretty much a lot of things I do to get that guy in the building. But Sills, he, you know, it's like, okay, wait a minute. You know, Sills, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Sure, you know, whatever. Whatever you want to do, you know, whatever. Whatever you want to do. What you want I don't know why I'm talking like this, because I can't speak it. Oh. Someone needs to. Hey, he's definitely not coming if he sees it. Oh, man. Yeah, so 18 guys but him. Okay. You don't want to. Okay. No other teams on the planet. Forget about it. Too many edibles today for Big Sills. No, I ate them about 2 months ago. Give me the Hummer and not the truck. This dude's got a man crush on Watson. I do. Desean, please play quarterback for the Eagles. There's nothing I won't do. Oh, God. You think Howie's saying that? What do you want? Tell me, what do you want? What do you want? We'll make a statue of you, too. Okay? What do you want? Oh, man. Hey. Hey, by the way, not Merrill Lynch, but Merrill Reese will be on tomorrow. 5:30, our friend will step in with us. Now, look, see? By the way, he is a fan, okay? The Texans declined the Colts attempt to speak with Watson. They're not trading him in the AFC. Friends. Woo. Merrill Reese tomorrow. Guys, hit the like button. If you missed any of the show, watch it later. Replay it. Send it to your boys. We appreciate you guys here. And we thank you so much. Till tomorrow. By the way, I'll be on the middle with my boy Barrett. Then back in the main show here with me, Big Sills, here for the National Football Show, 4 to 6 Eastern. Till then, we'll see you on the flip side.